If you're Jerry Schwalbach growing up with 3 brothers and 5 sisters in Windham, Minnesota, you learn something about sharing a bedroom and earning a living from a father who owned a hardware store and ran a plumbing business.
He worked 7 days a week. He was on call 24 hours a day. If somebody's boiler went out, or if somebody's furnace went out, or their well went out on the farms, he'd get a call, and we may be in the middle of a Thanksgiving dinner, he'd get up and leave, and we'd go with him.
Moving from hard work in Windham to book work in college was challenging, until Schwalbach made a discovery.
I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree. I stay lit 24 hours a day, I can tell you that, but I'm not the brightest one. And so I struggled, but I got into accounting, and it was easy for me. And I did well with it, and I loved it. And you know, it's one of those things, I think it built confidence in me. And the more confidence I had, the more I could do things.
With a little help from his wife, he did things, became a certified public accountant.
I passed it only because of my wife, Sue. And she's not an accountant. She struggled with accounting, but when I was studying for the exam, she would quiz me, and she helped me, and she'd rewrite my notes.
Schwalbach, the accountant, spent the next 13 years at Arthur Andersen, making partner and a friend named Polad.
Had I not met Carl, I don't know where I would be today. I mean, Carl and his family, Eloise, they were like a second set of parents for us, for both Sue and myself. I mean, they took us in, and he helped me a great deal.
Jerry, was young and energetic, and I think Dad liked that about him, and they just hit it off from the beginning.
What Carl Polad did for Schwalbach, Jerry has done for others, particularly by example.
There's no one more honest than he is. There's no question. If there's anything that is bordering on the edges, he's going to bring everybody back to the middle, and I think he's known for that, and I'm proud of him for that.
He calls himself a small-town kid from Windham. I think that as a person might envision that, and how, the kind of ethics you'd get from growing up in a small town, Jerry has all that. And like I said, he's a person I would trust 100%.
The combination of honesty, honor, and hard work transformed Schwalbach, the accountant, into Schwalbach, the entrepreneur.
Obviously, my father put it in my blood and gave me, the desire and fortitude to do it and try it. Arthur Andersen really got me kind of knowledgeable and more grooved, and then Carl, I think he kind of put the frosting on the cake, and and showed me how to operate with some of this kind of stuff.
The entrepreneur started in the Twin Cities with a combination of real estate and self-storage centers, eventually involving an acquisition, a merger, and a sale. But sitting didn't suit Schwalbach, and by 2003, he was involved in another venture, still real estate and more storage, this time headquartered in Arizona, with stores in Tennessee, California, Nevada, and Oregon.
They're all air-conditioned, climate-controlled. I like to say that when you go in them, you could eat off the floor. And I really mean that, because and we spend a lot of time in those stores with the customers and with our managers and people like that to be certain that we're treating our customers right. I've always been over backwards, and not in a negative sense, in a positive sense, because I think that's the way everyone should treat. You want to treat everybody the way you want to be treated.
The Opus College of Business is proud to present Gerald Schwalbach with the 2010 John F. Cade Award.